Hello and welcome to Preppy, where we revolutionize how you prepare for IELTS. I'm back with the listening practice series, and today's topic or today's question would be sentence completion. Now, before we move ahead, you guys know the drill. I'll first go through the instructions to solve this question. So, let's learn the step by step approach. So, as you already know, some of the tips or instructions would be more or less similar. In any case, the sixth one here is the one that makes a difference. So let's go through each one of these. The very first thing is that you have to read the instructions carefully to know whether you have to answer the question in 1 word, 2 words, not more than 3 words and or a number, so on and so forth. So instructions are really important. Utilize the time that you get to read the question. So please do that. Read the question and underline the keywords in this particular time that you get. Think of any synonyms or paraphrases you might hear. So once you have underlined the keywords, you have to think about the synonyms of the keywords or how you can paraphrase the question, so that once those synonyms or paraphrased version is played in the audio, you get alert and you find out the answer. Now, there's something known as prediction. This is my very favorite thing to do. Be it your reading test or your listening test, you have to predict the answer. It's different from guessing. You do not have to guess, you have to predict, keeping in mind the question. So let's say if the question statement ends with R and then there is a blank to fill the sentence, then you know that the word here would be plural. If it ends with is, that means here the word will be singular. So plural, singular, so on and so forth. So these words are certain examples of how you can predict the word or predict the answer. Or if this ends with, let's say, a preposition like at, so you know this could be a place. Or if it is on, then you know that it's something on top, for example. I mean, it really depends upon what the statement is. And then you have to listen to these keywords and synonyms in your audio. You have to pay attention, be attentive. Then this is something that's really important. You have to check for grammatical accuracy and meaningfulness after you have filled this blank with your answer. So you have to read the entire sentence and see if it is making sense or not, if it is meaningful or not, and if it is grammatically accurate or not. So once you read it, do you think that something is wrong or it's meaningless or it's not following the grammatical rules of the English language? If so, then your answer is incorrect. If it's following GM, grammatical accuracy and meaningfulness, if both of these are followed, then your answer is almost 100% correct. Then you do not have to spend more time than is necessary. If you miss an answer, make a guess and move on, because there's no negative marking. It's either 1 or 0. So do not leave any question unattempted. Answer all the questions. So let's move on to solving the questions now. So this is your sentence completion and the instructions. The very first thing was the instructions, so we are going to go through that. No more than 2 words, so your answer could be 1 word or 2 words, no more than 2 words. So there are 4 sentence completion questions. Let's quickly read all of them, underline the keywords, think about the synonyms or paraphrased version, and then move ahead and listen to the audio. So studying with the Open University demanded a great deal of. So you have to pay attention when they're talking about Open University and it demanded something. So this would be something that the university demanded a great deal of. Let's say commitment, dedication, focus. What would a university demand, right? Studying and working at the same time improved Rachel's skills. So you have to pay attention to this word. Now this word cannot change into anything else. It's a proper noun, so it's the name of a person, so it would remain as it is. So you do not have to look for the synonyms or paraphrased version of this thing. You just have to focus on this person's name and when they're talking about studying and working at the same time. So same time is very important. And what did it improve? It improved one of the skills of this particular person. So we have to, you know, maybe it's time management skills, I'm guessing. I don't know. See, now here, I'm predicting that the answer could be time management, right? It could be the answer, it might not be the answer, you never know, but that's my prediction, keeping in mind that some skill has been improved by working at the same time, or it could also be multitasking, maybe, right? So that's prediction. Now you wouldn't have this much time in your exam, so even if you do not get time to predict, it's okay. You know, it plays in your head, so that's fine. It was helpful that the course was structured in, so structured in something. So structured is the key word. They're talking about how the course was beneficial, helpful, advantageous. So you have to think about the synonyms of helpful. Was structured. She enjoyed meeting other students at, so this would probably a place, at the cafeteria, at the canteen, at the library, something of that sort. So she enjoyed meeting other students. So other students, it could also talk about teachers, but we have to focus on students, right? So let me just quickly play the audio and then we'll get started.
The other thing I wanted to ask you was, did you find it hard studying with the Open University?
You mean because you're studying on your own most of the time? Well, it took me a while to get used to it. I found I needed to maintain a high level of motivation because it's so different from school. There's no one saying, "Why haven't you written your assignment yet?" and that sort of thing.
Oh, dear.
You'll learn it, Paul. Another thing was that I got very good at time management because I had to fit time for studying round a full-time job.
Well, I'm hoping to change to working part-time, so that'll help.
What makes it easier is that the degree is made up of modules, so you can take time off between them if you need to. It isn't like a traditional 3 or 4 year course where you've got to do the whole thing of it in one go.
Oh, that's good, because I'd like to spend 6 months traveling next year.
It's all right for some. Then, even though you're mostly studying at home, remember you've got tutors to help you, and from time to time there are summer schools. They usually last a week. They're great because you meet all the other people struggling with the same things as you.
Oh.
I've made some really good friends that way.
Sounds good. So how do I apply?
Alright, so I know it was slightly tricky, but if you listen carefully, you will be able to come up with the answers. Now, the fact that we went through all of these questions, underlined the keywords, thought about the synonyms, it made it easier. So studying an open university was used as it is, and then instead of saying demanded a great deal, I guess she used something like required a lot of motivation. Let's quickly go through the transcript because again I cannot interact with you guys, so let's just quickly have a look. As I mentioned in the previous video, names are not really important because we know one is, you know, a female voice, the other one is a male's voice, so you can obviously differentiate. So it says, you know, did you find it hard studying with the open university? You mean because you're studying on your own most of the times? Which means yes. Well, it took me a while to get used to. I found I need to maintain a high level of motivation. So maintain a high level of motivation demanded a great deal. So great deal has been paraphrased to high level, okay, of motivation because it's different from school, and then she gives the reason. You learn it, Paul. Another thing that I got very good at is time management. And then this is your answer. This is something I predicted. I had no idea. I've never been through this particular audio before. This is the first time I'm hearing it with you guys. Well, I'm hoping to change to working part-time. And then what makes it easier is that the degree. So easier. Now this was a little tricky for me as well. It says helpful. Now helpful I thought would be changed into something like it was advantageous, it was beneficial that the course was structured in so and so way, but she used the word easier. So what makes it easier is the degree is made of modules, so you can take time off between, and it isn't the traditional 3 or 4 year course where you've got to do everything at once, right? So easier. This is kind of tricky, but if you hear the entire part, then you'll come to know that modules is the only word that fits that particular blank. That's good because I'd like to spend 6 months traveling next year. It's all right. Then even though you are mostly studying at home, remember you've got tutors, and from time to time there are summer schools. Okay, so this is a place, summer school. They usually last a week. They're great because of blah blah blah. You meet other people. I have made some good friends that way. Now here you have to keep certain things in mind. One, of course, is underlining the keywords, thinking about the synonyms. Number two is predicting. Number three is once you find out the answer, you have to check the grammatical accuracy and meaningfulness. So when you read the question, read the complete sentence, you have to check for this, and also instructions. So have you followed the instructions? It says no more than 2 words, so 1 word, 2 words, 1 word, 2 words. So instructions have been followed. Is it meaningful or not? She enjoyed meeting other students at summer schools. This is meaningful. Then this is also meaningful. If you read, this is also meaningful. All of these words are meaningful. All of these sentences make sense, and also they're grammatically accurate. Grammar, meaningfulness, and instructions should be on point. Now I really miss interacting with my students right now. Obviously, since this is on YouTube and I'm recording a video, I cannot interact with you guys. I cannot hear your answers and tell you why what you're thinking is wrong and how we can come up with the right answers. I can just tell you that it's a lot better in the one-to-one classes or the live classes that we conduct. But in any case, right now I would just ask you to remember these things that I've told you: grammar, meaningfulness, instructions. These should be kept in mind, and then obviously you have to hear the words and be alert, and look out for the paraphrased versions or the synonyms of the questions. So that's pretty much it. I hope you liked this particular video. If so, please click on the like button, subscribe to our channel, and follow us for some amazing content on the IELTS test. We have dedicated playlists, so go ahead, explore those, and see you soon with another type of question. If you have any doubts, please leave it in the comment section below. Thank you so much.